The keto menu in front of me contains less than 25 total grams of carbohydrates. So if you are just getting started with keto, you're simply curious about what a keto day of eating looks like, or you've hit a weight loss plateau, this full day of eating keto has you covered. In this video, I'll share the easy recipes for a make-it-yourself breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As I mentioned, the foods in this one-day keto menu contain less than 25 total grams of carbohydrates, 9 of which are fiber. Now, if you are coming from a high-carb lifestyle where you were consuming refined carbohydrates like cereal, sandwich bread, soda, pasta, and desserts on a regular basis, this will be a big change for your body. And even if you were eating a healthy high-carb diet, your daily carb consumption was likely around 50% or more of your daily calories. With a keto diet, it is a very low-carb diet where your carbohydrate intake will be less than 10% of your daily calories. It will take time for your body to adapt to this way of eating. So if you make this switch overnight, you may experience keto flu symptoms such as fatigue, cravings, and irritability. To lessen those symptoms, you may want to start with a low-carb diet before jumping into keto. If so, you can watch my video that shares a full day of eating low-carb. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at a quick and satisfying keto breakfast. Eggs are a favorite food for keto dieters because they provide your body with fat and protein, yet contain virtually no carbohydrates. Eggs can also be enjoyed in a variety of ways. You can fry them, scramble them, or eat them hard-boiled like I am showing in this keto breakfast. Hard-boiled eggs are good to have on hand if you are following a keto diet because they work as well as a grab-and-go keto snack in the afternoon as they do in the morning. And if a plain hard-boiled egg doesn't excite you, eating them with a spicy dipping sauce will certainly up the game. For instance, you can whip up this dipping sauce by mixing together 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a dash of salt and pepper. Now, I will share the ingredients for each of these foods in the video, but if you would like to print a copy, you can download all of the recipes on my blog post by going to drbeckyfitness.com/keto menu. And I will put that link in the description area below this video. With 2 hard-boiled eggs, this quick keto eggs with spicy dipping sauce recipe contains just over 1 gram of carbohydrates, yet it is packed with energy thanks to the 35 grams of fat and more than 12 grams of protein. That is a macronutrient ratio that you want as a keto dieter. A keto diet is a very low-carb, high-fat, moderate protein diet. This macronutrient intake prevents the blood sugar and insulin spikes you get when you eat something refined for breakfast like cereal or a muffin. When insulin is high, it prevents the release of fat from the fat cells. So right from the start of your day, you have a satisfying meal that keeps your blood sugar and insulin levels low and under control. Plus, if your morning is rushed or you are practicing intermittent fasting in the morning and need a late breakfast that is easy to transport, you can make the hard-boiled eggs and dipping sauce the night before and then just grab and go in the morning. Vegetables can be a part of a keto diet. You just have to know which vegetables to choose. Non-starchy vegetables are lower in carbohydrates than starchy vegetables. And I have a video that breaks down which vegetables fit into which category if you want the full breakdown. However, you can get in the ballpark by thinking of starchy vegetables as those that tend to be heavy and dense, like potatoes, corn, and butternut squash. Non-starchy vegetables, on the other hand, are light and airy, making them a perfect choice for a salad. And this brings us to our lunchtime salad that is included in this keto menu. Now, all varieties of lettuce are low in calories and carbs, but they provide you with a lot of hunger-satisfying volume. For instance, this salad has 3 cups of salad greens that only add 38 calories and 4.5 grams of carbs, 3 of which are fiber. Including a salad in your daily keto diet also supplies you with a perfect vehicle for bringing healthy fats into your daily diet. Adding fat to your diet helps your body transition away from a primarily carb-burning metabolism to a fat-burning metabolism. So for this salad, I added 3 tablespoons of feta cheese crumbles, 2 tablespoons of walnuts, and 1 tablespoon of raw sunflower seeds, and 1.5 tablespoons of full-fat dressing. Those salad toppers added more than 30 grams of fat to the day's menu. If you are new to keto, thinking about getting started, or you hit a rut with your keto diet, I encourage you to include a daily salad like this one. The volume and high fat content will work together to keep hunger away, allowing you to go longer between meals. And that is something that you want if weight loss is your goal, because it allows your blood sugar and insulin levels to drop to a point where fat release from body fat is encouraged. Any meat or fish will be low in carbohydrates. So the great thing about a keto or low carb lifestyle is that you can eat at a restaurant as easily as eating at home. For this demonstration, I'm using fish, specifically cod, but I could have just as easily included chicken or steak for this keto meal plan. To make this keto cod recipe, I preheated the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and placed 1 pound of cod fillets in a baking dish with 1 tablespoon each of avocado oil and lemon juice. I then seasoned the fillets with a tablespoon of basil and a dash of salt and pepper. And that is really all you need to do with a firm white fish like cod. But for this recipe, I topped the fillets with slices of tomato and a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese before placing them in the oven for about 20 minutes. And here again, you can download all of these recipes by visiting my blog post at drbeckyfitness.com/keto menu. They are free to download and include the metric measurements for those of you outside of the US, as well as the calories and macros, so you can make this full day of keto eating today if you would like to. Now, one thing about fish is that it is not particularly high in fat. Each serving of this recipe contains just over 5 grams of fat. Because my dinner entree is low in fat, I am adding fat to it with tartar sauce. When you follow a keto diet, something you need to look out for is condiments and sauces. Many of them contain sugar and high fructose corn syrup that can sabotage your weight loss and knock you out of ketosis. Fortunately, you can whip up homemade tartar sauce with just 3 ingredients that you may already have in your kitchen. I made this recipe by stirring together a 1/4 cup of full-fat mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of dill relish, and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. A serving, which is 1/4 of the recipe, adds 12 grams of fat to our keto dinner. I'm also adding more vegetables and boosting the fat content of this keto meal with bacon roasted Brussels sprouts. You've heard it said that bacon makes everything better. Well, that is certainly true with Brussels sprouts. You want to select a good quality bacon that doesn't contain added sugar or similar items like maple syrup, because those things will add carbohydrates to your meal. To make this recipe, I used a pound of Brussels sprouts. I cut them in half and drizzled a 1/2 tablespoon of avocado oil over them to allow the salt and pepper to stick. I then added a 1/4 pound of chopped bacon to the sprouts and put them in a 450 degree oven for about 30 minutes until they were slightly charred around the edges, which is what really makes them delicious. Like my similar video where I shared a full day of eating a low-carb diet, this keto video was made for YouTube, which is a broad audience. The meals in front of me add up to just under 1,200 calories, which will be low for some, but this works well for demonstration purposes because it's easier to add low-carb, high-fat items rather than to subtract them. When we break down the macros for this keto day of eating, we see that it contains less than 25 total grams of carbohydrates, making up about 8% of the daily calories, with just over 20% coming from protein and more than 70% of the day's calories coming from fat. Many of you will find this macronutrient breakdown allows you to lose weight and get into ketosis, which is that state in which your body releases body fat to produce ketones. However, just eating keto for one day will not give you those results. When you switch from a high carb diet to a keto diet, you force your body to run on fatty acids and ketones rather than carbohydrates. This transition is great, but it takes time. The world we live in is filled with carbohydrates, so without a plan, it can be hard to avoid temptations and stick with a keto diet long enough to gain the benefits. If you would like to have a plan to follow, you can check out my 21-day keto challenge. During the challenge, you'll eat a keto diet with daily menus containing no more than 25 total carbs. You also get daily busy day plans and additional grab-and-go emergency suggestions so you can stay on track even when life gets too busy to cook. And I will provide links to my 21-day keto challenge here in the video and below in the description area. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get a notification when my next video comes out. Thanks so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.